Luke walked slowly down the long hall of the space station. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. He was a guard, and his job was to keep everyone safe. Tonight, the hall was quiet. The only light came from small lamps on the walls. Luke was thinking about the princess. Her name was Claire. She was young but strong. She was the queen of a planet that needed help. The station was their home for now. Luke had to watch over her because some people wanted to hurt her and her people. He reached the door to her room. It was late, but something told him to check. He did not know why. He opened the door a little and looked inside. Claire was there. She was changing clothes. She had just come from a long day of meetings and talks. She did not see Luke at first. Then, she looked up and saw him in the doorway. Her eyes were wide. She did not say a word. Luke quickly stepped back and closed the door. He felt bad. He did not mean to surprise her. But something about the moment stayed with him. He could see the princess was real. She was not just a queen or a symbol. She was a young woman with feelings and fears. The next day, Luke tried not to think about what he saw. But Claire looked at him differently. There was a new trust between them. They talked more, and Luke learned more about her world. Claire told Luke about the problems on her planet. There were people who wanted to take her throne. They wanted to break the peace. She felt alone and afraid, but she did not want to show it. Luke wanted to help her. He was a soldier, but he could be more than that. He wanted to be her friend, wanted to be someone she could trust. One evening, Luke and Claire sat together in the station's garden. The plants looked green and alive, a small piece of home for them. Claire talked about her dreams and hopes. Luke listened. He knew that being a queen was not easy. Suddenly, an alarm went off. The station was in danger. Luke stood up quickly and looked at Claire. "Stay here," he said. "I will find out what is going on." Claire nodded. Luke ran to the control room. He saw on the screen that some parts of the station were locked down. Someone was trying to sneak in. Luke grabbed his gear and moved fast. He checked every door and hallway. He was ready to fight if needed. His heart beat fast, but he stayed calm. He found a group of men trying to enter the princess's room. They looked like workers, but Luke knew they were not. He stopped them and called for help. The men tried to run, but Luke was strong and quick. He caught one and tied his hands. Then the other men ran away. Luke went back to Claire and told her what happened. She smiled for the first time in days. She felt safe with Luke there. That night, Claire thanked Luke. "You saved me," she said softly. Luke smiled and said, "I will always protect you." The day ended, but their story was just beginning. Luke and Claire knew that many challenges were ahead. But they also knew that together, they could face anything. Luke woke up early the next morning. The sun was just starting to shine through the window of his small room on the station. He thought about what had happened last night. Protecting Claire had been important, but he knew the danger was not over. He went to the mess hall for breakfast. The room was busy with people working and talking. Luke sat at a table alone. He watched the crowd. His eyes looked for anything strange. Claire walked in soon after. She wore simple clothes but carried herself like a queen. She saw Luke and smiled. She joined him at the table. "Thank you for last night," she said quietly. Luke shook his head. "It's my job. I will keep you safe." Claire looked out the window. "I wish it were that easy. My people do not trust me all the time. There are those who want to see me fail." Luke nodded. "People can be afraid of change, but you are strong. You will make them see." They talked more about the problems Claire faced. She told him about the rebels in her kingdom and the spies on the station. Luke listened carefully. Adi wanted to help, but he was not sure how. Later that day, Luke went to the station's command center. He met Captain Henry, the leader of the station. Henry was a tall man with a calm voice. Luke told him about the attack last night. "We cannot let this happen again," Henry said. "The station is a place of peace. We will find the enemy." Luke worked with the security team. They checked every room and every visitor. Luke did not want to fail Claire or his people. That evening, Claire invited Luke to her private room. She closed the door behind them and sat down. "I trust you, Luke," she said. "Not many people do." Luke felt warm inside. "I will not let you down." Claire took a deep breath. "I have a secret. The crown I wear is not just for show. It holds a power that can save my people. But if it falls into the wrong hands, it could bring great harm. Luke looked at her closely. What kind of power? Claire smiled sadly. I do not fully understand it myself. It is something passed down through my family. I have to learn how to use it before it is too late. Luke wanted to ask more, but he knew this was not the time. He promised to keep her secret safe. The next days passed quickly. Luke and Claire spent time together. They trained, planned, and shared stories. The bond between them grew stronger. One morning, Luke found Claire standing on the balcony. She looked at the stars. She spoke softly. Sometimes I feel alone in this world. Luke stepped beside her. You are never alone. I am here. Claire smiled. Thank you, Luke. You are more than a guard to me. Their talk was cut short by an alarm. The station was under alert again. Luke grabbed his gear and ran. Claire followed, ready to face whatever came. They reached the control room. The screens showed a small group trying to hack into the station's systems. Luke and the team worked quickly to stop the attack. Claire helped by giving orders and staying calm. The attackers were caught before they could cause damage. Luke looked at Claire and saw her strength and courage. That night, they stood together watching the stars. The danger was not gone, but they knew they would face it as one. Luke woke up early again. The last attack was a warning. He knew the danger was closer than before. He dressed quickly and went to find Claire. She was in the training room. Her face showed no fear, only focus. She moved with strength and skill. Luke watched her. She was not just a princess, she was a fighter. After training, they sat down to talk. Claire said, I think someone on the station wants to hurt us from inside. Luke nodded. I believe that too. We need to find out who it is. They made a plan. Luke would watch the station's workers and visitors more closely. Claire would speak with the trusted leaders and find out if anyone was acting strange. Days passed. Luke noticed small things. A man fixing the air filters stopped working when Luke walked near. A woman in the kitchen looked nervous when Claire entered. Luke told Claire what he saw. She decided to talk with the woman in the kitchen. Her name was Anna. Anna was quiet and scared. I do not want to hurt anyone. I'm just scared. Claire held her hand. You are safe with me, but you know. Anna whispered, there is a group. They want to take the station and stop the Queen. They hide in the shadows. Luke and Claire looked at each other. The danger was real. The enemy was closer than they thought. They told Captain Henry about Anna's story. Henry took it seriously. He called for a full search of the station. Luke led a team to check the storage rooms and tunnels. They found secret messages and weapons hidden away. It was proof the enemy was ready. That night, Luke stayed near Claire's room. He wanted to be ready for any attack. Claire opened the door and looked at him. Thank you for being here. Luke smiled. I will never leave you. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the hallway. Luke grabbed his weapon and ran out. Claire followed quickly. They saw shadows moving fast. Luke called out, Stop, show yourself. Two men ran toward them. Luke raised his weapon but stopped. The men were young and scared. Please, one man said, we do not want to fight. We just want peace. Claire stepped forward. Tell us who sent you. The men looked at each other and then spoke. We were told to scare you. Do not want war. Luke lowered his weapon but stayed alert. Claire said, we can find a better way. Help us protect this station. The men nodded slowly. Luke and Claire knew it would not be easy to stop the fight, but this was a start. Back in her room, Claire looked tired. Luke sat next to her. You are strong, he said. Claire smiled weakly. I must be, for my people. They both knew the days ahead would be hard, but they were ready to face them together. Luke stood guard outside the main hall. The station was tense. Everyone waited to see what would happen next. The small group that wanted to take over had grown bolder. Luke knew they could strike at any time. Claire came out of her room. Her face was calm but strong. She walked beside Luke. We must be ready, she said. They will not stop easily. Luke nodded. We will protect you and this place. Suddenly, a loud noise broke the quiet. The doors to the hall crashed open. A group of men entered, armed and angry. Luke raised his weapon. Claire stood behind him, ready to help. The men shouted orders. This station is ours now. The Queen will step down. Luke moved forward. Not while I am here. The leader of the men laughed. "You think you can stop us? You are just one man?" Luke did not answer. He fought with skill and power. Claire joined in, using her quick thinking to help Luke. Together, they pushed the attackers back. The fight was fast and fierce. Luke caught the leader and held him tight. The other men saw their leader captured and stopped fighting. They dropped their weapons. Claire walked over. "This ends now. No more fighting." Luke looked at the men. "You have a choice. You can help us protect the station or leave." The men were silent. Then slowly they lowered their heads. Luke and Claire had won this battle, but the war was not over. After the fight, Claire called a meeting. She spoke to the people on the station. "We face danger, but we will not give up. Together, we are strong." Luke stood by her side. He felt proud of her. She was more than a princess now. She was a leader. That night, Luke and Claire sat quietly. The fight had left them tired but hopeful. Claire said, "Thank you for believing in me, Luke." Luke smiled. "I always will." They looked out at the stars, ready to face whatever came next. The days after the fight were calm but full of work. Luke and Claire helped to fix the damage. They spoke with the people to make sure everyone felt safe. The station was a home for many, and it had to stay strong. Claire stood in the center of the hall. She spoke with clear voice. "We will rebuild. We will be better than before." Luke watched her. She had changed. She was no longer just a young princess. She was a true leader. She cared for her people and stood strong against danger. One morning, Captain Henry called Luke to his office. "Luke, you have done well. Claire trusts you, and so do I. I want you to be her advisor now. You will help her make important choices." Luke felt proud, but knew this was a big job. "I will do my best," he said. Claire smiled when Luke told her, "You are more than a guard now. You are my partner." Luke and Claire spent time together planning for the future. They talked about peace and how to keep the station safe. They wanted to protect the people who lived there and the people on Claire's home planet. One evening, Luke and Claire walked on the balcony. "The stars shone bright," Claire said. "I never thought I could trust someone like this." Luke looked at her. "You are not alone anymore. We face the future together." Their story was far from over, but they were ready. The bond they had built was strong. They would face any challenge side by side. The station was safe again. Hope returned. And with Luke and Claire leading, the future looked bright.